Alright, beauties, just to familiarize you, I do keep all of my makeup products in these dressers and stuff. This was from Walmart, if I can find it, and they're still available. I will link it below for you guys, but it was very affordable and not too hard to put together, so that was a good thing. So, today we're going to be tackling the top drawer. This is all of my foundations, and then I have more like BB creams, CC creams, and then a ton of concealers, and then more foundations, and backup foundations. So again, I'm trying to work toward doing a speed declutter, so I will literally say yes or no, put it to the side, and if anything really just stands out, like it is a super hard yes or a super hard no, I will of course let you guys know. So this is what the drawer currently looks like, and of course we'll add all the products up, add everything we're keeping and decluttering, and we will have a total at the end of the video. Alright beauties, we are going to dive in. Again, if something really speaks to me in regard to like it's not good or it's really, really good, I will let you know that. Basically, if I'm saying no to something, you guys, it's only because it's expired or the formula is not my all-time favorite. Again, I'm trying to be really cutthroat with this declutter. So let's dive in. First up, we have the Ordinary, the Serum Foundation. I have two of these in 2.0 YG and 2.1 Y. I'm quickly going to look at the colors of both of these because I'm pretty sure one of these was just too light for me. So this is 2.1. Obviously, most of these shades are going to be a little bit light for me right now. Obviously, it's summertime and I have a little bit more of a tan. So let me also look at the 2.0. So 2.1 is definitely a little bit darker and slightly more golden. So I think I'm going to hold on to the 2.1. Let me make sure, yes. So I'll hold on to the 2.1 and we can declutter this one right here. Also, as far as like sale-wise or giving away, gifting away, things like that, sadly, with most of the concealers, I'm just going to toss them unless an actual close family member or friend wants them. They're not things that I would resell because they can't be as thoroughly sanitized, so just FYI on that. So again, keeping 2.1, and we are decluttering the 2.0. All right. Next up, I have this Tarte Concealer Multitasking Foundation Broad Spectrum SPF of 20 in the shade Light Sand. First and foremost, it's too light, obviously, for right now, but because it has SPF in it, I also just noticed as soon as I got over here that it expired in February of 2021. And I did get this last year. I always do the Tarte like build your own 7-piece kit, so I'm kind of pissed at myself. I may look this up, and it's only expired because of the sunscreen in here. I may look it up and see if it's safe for use. If not, I'm absolutely just going to throw this in the trash. So I'm going to put this in the maybe, just because I want to do some research on that. So yeah, that's all we needed to declutter so that we know what we have, so we don't waste product. Next up is a brand new Tarte Face Tape Foundation in the shade Light Neutral. I will probably hold on to this. We'll kind of see how many we declutter. But this is the one that I use kind of more as I'm not so tan, but I'm not light, if that makes any sense. But this is a beautiful formula, so this is a yes. Next up is my Herborian CC Cream in Golden. I don't even remember ever using this. If I did, I definitely don't remember it. I quickly just want to see what the shade looks like, and then I'll decide on this. Okay, it actually comes out white. I don't remember using this. So it comes out white. It kind of reminds me of like the old school Almay. So it's a little bit warm, a little bit rich as well. I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this because I think it could work right now, but in the next couple months it won't. So we're going to go ahead and declutter that as well. Next up is my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Tinted Moisturizer in the shade 8N. This is also something that's probably slightly too light right now, but it'll be my perfect shade kind of moving into like September, October. I am going to hold on to this. This is a holy grail product. I cannot tell you how much I love this. This entire line has been perfection, in my opinion. Next up is my Stila Hide and Chic Fluid Foundation in the shade Light Medium. This is also one that I really, really love, like up there in like my top 5 to 7. This is the shade Light to Medium. I do have Tan, which is the one that I use obviously when I am tan. So I just want to kind of see and just pump a little tiny bit of this out because this may be a little too dark for me right now. And like not so dark that I could salvage it. So yes, this is definitely too warm, too rich in tone. I am going to declutter this because obviously by the time I am dark enough again to wear this, it's going to be over a year old and be open for longer than a year. So we're going to go ahead and pass that along as well. Next up, I have two Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundations, SPF of 15. Sadly, these also have SPF and are both also expired, so they're going to go. This one I will just toss because it's been open and used. This one, again, I'll look up like the other one. So no and maybe. Next up is the Juvia's Place little stick. This is Barcelona. Incredibly too fair for me, so that's going to go. That's a no. I have the Juvia's Place, the Shade Sticks multi-purpose stick in Nepal. This is my shade, so I will hold on to this one. This is a yes. Next up is my Believe Beauty Skin Finish Foundation. This is the shade Cashmere. This is a yes. Next up is my Avon Cashmere Complexion in the shade Macadamia. This is a yes. I love this foundation. It is very reminiscent to another favorite foundation, the Born This Way by Too Faced. This is the medium to full coverage in Warm Nude. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this because I know it's about 2 years old, so this is a no, but also in the trash pile. Next up, I have my Wonder Beauty Nudie Illusion Liquid Foundation. I have the shade Medium and Tan. Medium I can get away with most of the year. The Tan I've been using this past couple of months. Holy Grail status, yes. Next up is the Pure 4-in-1 Tinted Moisturizer in the shade LG3 Broad Spectrum SPF 20. I'm going to say no only because I'm just not reaching for it that often. Next is my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation in Medium 80W. I will hold on to this. I don't know that you can tell how much I've used, but used it consistently. This is kind of the next shade down from where I'm at right now. So as we kind of head into, again, September, October, I'll be using this all the time. So it's a yes. Next up is the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It Foundation and Concealer. You said no. Beautiful coverage. Looks nice on the skin and everything, but it's a little too drying for me. And also, it's a tan shade that is good for me right now. So in 2 months, it won't be. So no. Next up is my Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation in the shade 210N. This is a yes. I have not really been able to play around with it a whole lot, but when I did try it, I did like it. So we'll keep it. Next up is my Zoeva Authentic Skin Natural Luminous Foundation in the shade 100 Warm. This is a yes. I did use it quite a bit when I very first got it, but I haven't used it in a little while. I want to get some more use out of that one. Next up is my Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation in Light Sand. I'm going to go ahead and say no on this just because I don't always reach for a full coverage foundation. And I do have a couple more that give me a little bit more full coverage if I do need it. And with it having SPF, I don't want it to expire, so we're going to say no. Next up is my number 7 Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Serum Foundation in the shade Honey. This is a beautiful foundation. I really liked both of the number 7 foundations that I got. I think this was my favorite of both of them. And I think I was quite shocked because I assumed this one I would like the best. So I am going to hold on to this one. Next is the number 7 Protect and Perfect All-in-One Foundation. This is medium coverage, SPF of 50, and it is suitable for sensitive skin. So this is a yes. I will hold on to this for sure. Next up is my LYS Beauty Triple Fix Serum Foundation in the shade MN3. Should wear my glasses. As you can see, I've used quite a bit of this. This is a beautiful foundation. And again, more kind of not my summertime shade. So I'll be able to use this very soon. So that's a yes. I'm not doing so good on foundations, y'all. My bad. Next up is my Oma Beauty Say What Weightless Foundation. This is the Fair Lady T1W. Used it several times. It's a stunning formula, blends out beautifully. It is more skin-like. Not overly dewy, but definitely not matte, so she's a yes. Next up is my Stay Naked by Urban Decay, the Weightless Liquid Foundation in the shade 40WY. You can see I used quite a bit of this as well. This is another beautiful foundation, but it's getting older. And I honestly forgot about it during the summer because I should have been using this during the summertime. So because of that, and I know by next summer it's not going to be good, I'm going to go ahead and pass it along. Next up is my She Glam Complexion Pro Long Lasting Breathable Matte Foundation in the shade Wheat. I think I'm going to say no just because I have so many that are kind of the same type of finish. I really haven't reached for it since I did my video, so I'm going to go ahead and pass that along. Next up is my e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation in the shade Vanilla, another one that I used a lot of. I think I'm going to go ahead and hold on to this, and when I do my Shop My Stash for this coming couple weeks, I think I'm going to pull this. Next up is my Fenty Beauty The Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation in the shade 210. As much as I love this, I recently tried the Luminous one, so I think I like this one better, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. This is still beautiful, but you guys know I'm a less is more. I want that dewy, glowy, yummy, delicious skin. So no, yes. Next up is my Juvia's Place I Am Magic Velvety Matte Foundation. in the shade Capri. This is a yes. I'm going to keep it so that I have something that is a little bit more full coverage in my arsenal of foundations. Next up is my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in Classic Beige. I got this on clearance back in January of 2020, you guys. It's still been sealed and I've never used it. So again, I may look it up. I don't need this. Obviously, I have enough. It doesn't have SPF or anything like that in it. So I will look up and just kind of see, is it still okay? If it is, we can pass it along. So it's going to be a no. Next up is my Huda Beauty Faux Filter Skin Finish Foundation Stick in the shade Cheesecake 250G. I absolutely love this foundation, so it is a definite yes. The coverage is beautiful. It blends out well. It lasts on the skin all day long. You guys have seen me use this a lot, so that's a yes. Next up is my little Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade Deauville. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Another one that I used quite a bit. It's a beautiful formulation, so yes. Next up is my Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator in the shade Light Medium. I used this a lot when I very first got it, so it's going to be a yes. I love this formula so much. It's just too light for right now. Next up is the Purelisse Perfect Glow BB Cream in SPF of 30 in the shade Medium. I will keep this, and as you can see, it's been used quite a bit. Another beautiful formula, so that's a yes. Next up, I have my Sassy and Chic BB Cream Beauty Benefit Cream in shade Medium 1. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this only because I haven't reached for it since I did my video. It was a Dollar Tree makeup video, so I'm going to say no to that. Next up is my Pharmacy Skin Perfecting Balm CC Cream Color Control in Medium 03. I'm also going to declutter this. I just haven't reached for it that much, so we're going to declutter that. Next up is my Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Fluid Powder Foundation in the shade Warm Beige, another holy grail. And I've used over half of it, so as soon as I'm able to wear this, because it's a little light right now, as soon as I'm able to wear this, I hope to pan this as well, so it's a yes. Next up, I have this teeny tiny little Tarte C Hydraflex Serum Foundation. I literally have about enough for one more application in here. I have been using this pretty consistently recently, and I'm obsessed with it, and I would like to get a full size, but I'm refraining because we have too much, so that's a yes. Next up is my KVD The Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm in Medium 033. And this, along with my Fenty and my Wonder Beauty foundations, are the ones I've been using for the summertime. And you can see I've used a lot of it, and I recently panned it. So yes, 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 I'm trying to hurry up and get through this in the next month while I'm still tan, because I know that going into next summer, when I'm tan again, it's not going to be any good. So love this, beautiful. The only thing I can say with this is less is more. If I apply a little bit too much, it does get a little bit cakey on me, so I have to be really cautious of that, but it's stunning. And then last for the foundation part is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. This was like the OG foundation to like the foundation stick. And I also got Cheesecake 250G. I have not actually tried this, so obviously I'm going to hold on to this so that I can test it out. But as much as I love the foundation stick, I'm hoping I'll like this, and I got this for like 50% off because I know she reformulated with a lesser scent. That's the only thing I'm worried about with this is the scent. A lot of people said the fragrance was a little bit too heavy. So that's it for foundations. Let's dive into all these dang concealers. And if you watch me consistently, then you know I don't even use concealers that often, and I'm very particular about them. So I'm really going to try being the operative word, to go quickly. So first up is my Tarte Double Duty. This is the Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium, and this is the one that I've been using the entire summer or the past couple months that I've been a little bit more tan, in conjunction with this product right here, the Tarte Shape Tape Glow Wand in the shade Dream. I love these both together. This is another one I will caution you with as far as less is more, because it can be quite mattifying and quite drying, so use a tiny, tiny bit. So those are yeses. Next up is my Kokie Be Bright Illuminating Corrector in Peach. I really love this. I love the formula. It's nice and light. I don't feel like it emphasizes texture. It doesn't emphasize my fine lines or anything like that. And I've used it consistently. I think it's a beautiful formula, so keep. Next up is my Rare Beauty Concealer in the shade 190W. You can also see that I've used this considerably. It's just too light right now, so moving back into fall and winter, I will be using this, and I hope to use it up and pan it completely, so yes. Next up is this Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue Full Coverage Concealer in Light Medium. I actually haven't even tested this yet, but I'm wanting to, so I'm going to hold on to that and say yes. Next up, another product I've used the shit out of since I got it is the Dragon Beauty Color Corrector in the Lilac, and you can see that I've used it a lot. The Lilac just helps to kind of brighten, take away sallowness and things like that, so I really like this. The formula is really pretty as well, so yes. Next up is my IT Cosmetics CC Your Skin But Better CC Cream SPF 50 in medium. It's still sealed. I'm going to go ahead and say no. We'll just pass that along. Next up, I have my Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Concealer in the shade Cedar. It's just a little mini, but you can also see that I used it a ton. I'm honestly just waiting to be light enough again to use it, so yes. I have this e.l.f. color correcting pen for the redness. It's still sealed. I'm going to go ahead and pass it along. I have enough. Next up, I have the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer, also in the peach. I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one because I like how light this one is from Koki. So I'm going to declutter this one and keep that one. Same thing I think with this is the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the green to help counterbalance redness. It is still sealed and I don't typically use these all the time, so I'm going to go ahead and pass that along as well. Next up is this little mini Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium, and I'm looking at this light medium and I just pulled this light medium. I don't know that they have different variations of the light medium shade, but honey, this is not this. So I've never opened this, and I have another extra Tarte Shape Tape in like my winter shade, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this along because it's not opened yet. I'll go ahead and pull my other Tarte Shape Tapes out. We have a problem. I also have the Tarte Shape Tape Glow Wand in the shade Aglow. I really love these. When I first got these products, I did not like them because I thought Tarte Shape Tape, oh, full coverage, whatever. It's not. It's meant to be just a kiss of coverage, but then a luminous kind of glow and quality to the skin. So for that reason, I really love these, and I do use them quite frequently. Next up, I have my standard Tarte Shape Tape in Light Sand, but I think it might be expired. I've had this for a very long time. Yeah, it smells quite painty. That's a good rule of thumb too, you guys. If anything has changed in its texture, consistency, the smell, the scent is off, things like that, please throw it away. So this is going to be tossed in the trash. But I do have a brand new Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape, also in the shade Light Sand. I love this formula. I have a teeny tiny mini one that I keep in my eyebrow drawer that I use for my eyebrows. So I love this keeping. Next up, I have my little Wonder Beauty duo. It's the Dualist Matte and Illuminating Concealers. I'm going to go ahead and say no only because I love the illuminating side, like the more liquid concealer, but then it has a concealer stick that's a little too matte for me, so we're going to pass that along. Next up, I actually got two of these while they were on sale on Ulta before Kylie redid her brand. This is the Kylie Jenner Skin Concealer. I got one in Sand and one in Birch. I'm quickly going to see the shades. Again, I haven't even opened these, tried them, looked at them, nothing. So I want to just kind of see the shades and then we'll decide. We obviously don't need both. All right, so this one is Birch. This one is Sand. I think I'm probably going to keep the Birch and get rid of Sand. So Birch is a yes, Sand is a no. Next up is my Koki Cosmetics Be Bright Illuminating Concealer. This is in the shade Medium Beige. I absolutely love this formulation. Everything that I've tried from Koki, you guys, I'm obsessed with and I love. It's quite illuminating. It's quite light. If you're somebody that's looking for super, super full coverage, some of these are definitely not going to be for you, but these are my preference. So that is a yes. Next up is this little mini Nars Concealer in the shade Light 2.4 Cafe Au Lait. I think I'm going to go ahead and actually toss that one. Next, I have the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Warm. I did use quite a bit of this. This is not my favorite. The regular Camo Concealer and this one, I just feel like they're a little too heavy for me personally, so I'm going to pass this one along. Next up is my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer in the shade Golden Beige. You can see I've used quite a bit of this. I was using this last summer quite a bit, so I probably need to pull this again and try to use up the rest of this while I can during the summertime. So that's a yes. Next up is my Avon Longwear Concealer, the Cashmere Complexion. That is a yes. Next is my Too Faced Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer in Light Medium. This pulls a little bit too yellow versus golden. So for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. Next up is my She Glam Concealer, the Full Coverage Concealer in the shade Coconut Flakes. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this as well. It's a newer product. Somebody else can get some use out of it, and we have way too many products over here. Next up is my Revolution Conceal and Correct. This is just their bright white concealer. I will hold on to this. I use this for like cut creases and things like that. Next up is my Tarte Creaseless Concealer in the shade Light Sand. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this only because I have so many of the other Tarte ones that I like more than this. Next, we have our ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer, which I love, is in the shade Light 50W, so I will say yes to that. And last, but certainly not least, I feel like we flew by on this, y'all. I think we did. I think I did good too. But it's my Oma Beauty. This is the Stay Woke Concealer in the shade Fair Lady T1. Another beautiful, beautiful concealer. So we're going to say yes to that. So I'm going to tally up everything I'm keeping, everything we're decluttering, the few trash, and then I will pop everything up right here. So yeah, that's it for my foundations and concealers. How do you think I did? Are some of these your holy grails? Also, would you like to see an actual just holy grail video? Maybe just me doing a rundown of only holy grail products that I use all the time, that I've repurchased again and again and again. Let me know. I love you, beauties. Stay happy, healthy, and safe, and be your own best beautiful. Bye, beauties.